Hello and welcome to this update for SAS Viya 2024.02. This time we're gonna look at an enhancement to make writing new calculated items in visual analytics easier than ever before. We take a look at a bunch of new stuff inside of SAS Studio that will make you more productive, and we will start off our journey with a new glossary function inside of SAS Information Catalog. Let's get started. Here we are inside of SAS Information Catalog. You can see the standard homepage that we have seen many times before. Now, the keen-eyed have already noticed that on the left-hand side we have a new icon. When I hover over it, it tells us it's the glossary. Let's go there. The glossary enables you to define business terms and business term hierarchies and also term types to then annotate your data sets with, so you have a clear understanding what's inside of a column and you have unified definitions of terms across different tables and also different units within your organization. These terms are straightforward. Here we can see a simple one called product A. It has a term type. This is one of the defaults one. It can have a status, meaning how it's currently being used within the platform. Is it a draft that somebody's proposing or is it already published? There's many more details on this, but let's just add a secondary product. We're going to create new term and we're going to name this product B, and we'll make it as one of the classification terms from its term type. This can influence what attributes it has or are required to fill out when you add a new term. And we can add a term parent. So let's say this is a subproduct of product A. And let's create that term. We can then go in, add additional definitions and descriptions to further cement what this term actually is about. And you can see there is no attributes defined for this term. These would be handed over from the term type. Now, it's currently in the staffed status. We are going to publish this draft so that we can now make use of it. Let's go back to the glossary. So now we have our product A, we have our product B. Let's quickly switch the view to see that hierarchy represented here as well. So you can see how they relate to each other in the simple UI. And let's quickly take a look at the term types that are within our environment. So here you can see that definition. You can see how often this term has been being used in the platform, and we can add additional attributes to them. Let's make use of one of these terms by heading back into our catalog. And let's open up a trusty old table, which is insurance churn. And here you can see in that main page already that we have a new column within that overview page, where previously we had the name / label, length, semantic type, information privacy. We now get the term column here as well. And let's just say we want to change the churn one. We're going to add a term, or terms plural. We're going to add our product B, and just the product B. We could add multiples, but we're just going to use the B and hit OK. This then updates our definition, and heading back to the glossary and looking at our product B, we can see it has been assigned to at least one asset. And if we click on that page, we can directly see what the specific asset is, and we could go to open that asset. This is a very helpful classification tool and kind of brings together the data catalog side of information catalog with this glossary side that has been introduced. So these work in tandem and help you to really understand the data assets that you have. Moving on from information catalog, we switch over to visual analytics, where we have gotten an upgrade to help you write calculated items and advanced filters much easier than before. When you go to new data item and go to calculated item, the editor, expression editor, comes up. And you might already notice that on the right-hand side, we have this new white space that currently doesn't hold any information. Now, let's say we want to calculate the average of our count column in here. So we're going to go to functions. We're going to look for the average and just select it from that dropdown. Now, instantly on the right-hand side, you see that blank space we had before kind of opened up. One is we get a description of what the average actually does and how the context works. So it's an aggregation context that is specified here, and we get an explanation of the two values that we can supply. We can then go in and up here add the context from a dropdown, and below we can even select the measures from this dropdown. So let's select count, and you can see it automatically updated the code that has been written in the center panel. So that makes writing these expressions a lot quicker, especially if you're not familiar with the coding interface or you don't like it that much. So that's a super helpful tool here. And the same can be applied if you go to filter an object and select the advanced filter. You actually get the same interface. So let's say we want to add a function in here, like, for example, we want to get the ceiling of a number. And then here on the right-hand side, again, you can see an explanation of everything. And you get, again, the drop down to just fill in the values for you. Same idea, super helpful to work you through building up more complex filters in visual analytics. Now, rounding things out on the SAS Viya side, we, of course, and as we always seem to do in SAS Studio, where we have gotten an insane amount of new steps. You can see them all on screen right now. So you can see we have gotten 11 new steps in just this release. I have grouped them to make this more manageable. So first up are visualize data steps. We get a bubble map, scatter plot, and text map added to our repository of steps that are available to us in the visualization category. Next, we get 4 new statistics steps: coin toss simulation, poker hand probability, same birthday probability, and t-tests. Then a new category has been introduced, which is the machine learning one. And this one is for calculating moving window principal component analysis. And the second new category of steps that has been added is the statistical process control, which gives us analysis of means, control charts, and Pareto analysis. Now, the one thing I want to showcase on how it works is that you can now add flows from the file system to your flow as a subflow. Previously, you could, of course, go into SAS content and just drag and drop any old flow from there inside of your flow and make use of them so that they would be run as part of that outer flow. Now, with the new release, we can also add flows that are stored on the file system. So here you can see this is a classical file path that has been attached to my environment, and I can drag and drop even flows from there into my flow, and this flow itself is stored inside of SAS content. So you can mix and match however you would like to work, which is a great way of integrating these two worlds. Now, let's shift gear and take a look at new custom steps that were released in the last month. First up is the catalog list agent step. This provides you with a list of all the available information catalog agents in your environment. The step is supposed to work in tandem with the catalog run agent step, which will trigger an agent run, and you can do it both synchronously and asynchronously. Next up, we get a new step in the data quality section called cluster analysis that enables you to compare pairwise of rows within a single match cluster. to determine whether each pair is really a match. Next, we get a whole new category or flurry of steps, which deal with shapefiles, and these 5 steps actually enable you to get information about the shapefile, import them, reduce them, promote them, and create geo providers to make use of your custom shapefiles in Visual Analytics. Next up is a new category of custom steps that works with LLMs, the prompt catalog step. This step allows you to submit queries against a large language model, helps you test, save, and promote your prompts to a catalog to help you better understand what you are doing. And this currently supports both offline models like Llama 2.7 billion, and online models like OpenAI. So this is a great new tool. Going along with that theme, we also get a new step around vector databases, and this one is to hydrate a Chroma vector database with documents that contain embeddings. And you can also query those ChromaDB collections so you can access the stored embeddings and make use of them in subsequent tasks. And now let's move on to the special shoutouts and articles that I found around the web to help you get more value out of the SAS software. The first one is a great article on moving from a SAS 9 programmer to utilizing all of SAS Viya. These are 9 great tips that you should definitely read. If you are already working with SAS Viya job definitions or SAS Viya jobs, you can learn in this article how you can send back multiple output files, which is a great utility. And finally, sticking to the large language model theme, we have a great article that explains how you can use LangChain agents together with SAS Viya to automate and make integration with SAS Viya as seamless as a text message. That's it for this month's release. I hope you enjoyed the new updates and see you next time. Bye bye.